Hi, hey everybody. It's Road Toad Racing. Well, as you can see, I got the side back together. I just got everything working. The winch works great. I was kind of worried about the mount being weak because I can't weld for shit. And, well, I went out and gave it a good try. Well, it held up. It held up really well. Good news and bad news there, but yeah, the winch works great. The new guide is awesome. It's working perfect. My brake line, it's temporary because I'm going to pull the footboards back off. I'm working on the rock kickers. That's the last thing I really want to do before I do the axle swap and lock the diff. But that's all going to kind of get put on hold a little bit here. I'm going to do the rock guards, and then that's all I'm going to do for now. Because, well, I got a major problem. That 518 XI I bought, yeah, it's stuck. And it's stuck really, really good. And not in a good place either. I live on a hill. And my shop is on one side of the house, and you have to go up a hill to get to it. Couldn't get up it. But if you go around the other side of the house, the hill is a lot shallower, and you can get a run up the hill to the shop. Now, granted, these are not big hills. It's just, winter, snow. These things have turf tires, non-locking diffs. So, yeah, I mean, they get stuck. And on this side of the house next to the shop, for me driving stuff back and forth, it froze up and turned to ice because it got so cold here in PA. So the other day, I was getting ready to start pulling things in here and start tearing stuff down. That's why I haven't posted any updates in the last couple days. I was going to pull the 518 in and get the motor yanked out and start working on that, because I had this buttoned up enough to where I was going to push it out in the tent and let it sit. I come around the house and gave her hell, and I had to go around my wood cart because I have a wood burner for the house. And when I did, it was just enough of a slope that those turf tires started spinning, and I slid down the slope sideways. So now the 518 XI is stuck out on the other side of the house. I can't drive anything around the house. Yeah, it's not good. It's been stuck there now for 4 days. I've tried everything. The problem is, I can't get too aggressive with it because it's on the verge of sliding down a steep bank where it'll roll over and go down through the woods. Like, literally, it'll roll over if it slides another 2 feet. So I thought, okay, let's see how are we going to get this out of there. So I buttoned up the winch today. I just had a little bit of wiring I had to do. Went back there, hooked onto it. I thought, alright, if I hook onto the front of it, because the front is pointing uphill a little bit, put it in neutral. Maybe I can sit on this, put it in reverse, work the winch, get it enough up to where I can maybe drive it out, or at least leave this into reverse, hop off this, get on that, and between the two, pull it. Yeah, neither worked. It actually made it worse. And I tell you, I was slamming on it, pulling with this thing. I'd go forward, and I'd put like probably 10 feet of slack in the cable, throw it in reverse, and just hammer on it. And I'd slam that front end of that XI, and I'd pull the front end up, but the ass end would slide down a little bit. So I gave up because I'm just going to make it worse. I tried it a handful of times and tried a couple of other things. But I was pulling and banging on that thing for like an hour. The mount held up great. Nothing is broke, cracked, nothing. All my booger welds held up. The cable held up great. But it's still stuck. It's not good. It really is not good. Because come spring, I mean, if I have to let it sit till spring, it's not going to be good. Because the ground's going to turn to mush, and it definitely will slide down the hill, and it's going to roll over, and it'll be bad. So I got to get that thing out of there. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to use my 520 XI, pull this around, hook the winch up to it, pull my 520 XI behind this, hook a strap to it, and use that as an anchor, basically. And then I'm going to try and jack up the rear axle and see if I can get a 4x4 underneath it, because I got some 4x4s laying around here. If I can get a 4x4 underneath the one tire and kind of level it out. I go back and show you a picture of it, but it's dark now. And maybe that'll help me get that thing up out of here. The other thing I'm going to have to do is deactivate some safety switches on that 518 and my 520. Just so I can put them in reverse and put bricks on the pedals, because I'm trying to do this all by myself. And then hop on this and work the winch and the clutch at the same time. And I don't know. It's going to be a disaster, I think. But I think I can get it. So I'll let you know. Maybe I'll film that disaster tomorrow and show you how I get that thing out of the woods. Well, not the woods, but on the verge of being in the woods. So yeah, I mean, but the winch itself worked great. And the way I cut and played with the baffle on the exhaust, I like it. It's good enough. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I'm going to work on my rock guards next, because I can't work on anything else, so I'm going to work on these rock guards. This is all putting a damper in on me getting a lot done. I'm already a week into my 2 weeks off. I was hoping to have the B100 driving, and I don't know if that's going to happen by the end of this next week. So work on that tomorrow. Like I said, maybe I'll film that tomorrow and upload a video real quick. You guys can see really how bad it is stuck. So, yep, everything worked out great. Wiring turned out great. The updated pulley guards, the belt guides, whatever you want to say there, worked great. Did order a new pulley for the clutch. It should be here next week. I'll swap that out, and Who knows, if that thing does end up being buried till spring, well then maybe we'll just dive into doing the axle swap and locking the diff on this rather than getting the B100 built. We'll see. Time will tell. But anyways, guys, yeah, everything turned out good. Oh, yeah, how the hood is, as I was saying, with the winch mounted there, hood doesn't open up the whole way. Only goes to there. Kinda sucks. But it's easy to get off, so it's not going to be that hard to put gas in it. There's my controller. I'm going to figure out some type of mount in there. But I got it working. That's the main thing that was the most important today, because I really want to try and get that 518 unstuck. So I'll work on that mount too and go from there. But yeah, everything else is working good. Hope you guys are all staying warm. Be safe with this cold. I mean, it's terrible. So be safe out there. Stay warm. Road Toad Racing. Later.